Hi, I'm Lyndon Heffernan from the Academy of Off-Road Riding. Today we're going to look at how to set up your controls for trail riding. The most important thing to make your bike work really well for trail riding is to get the suspension dialed for your rider weight and the type of riding that you're doing. Most owner's manuals these days have got a comprehensive guide in setting up your suspension. The first place you want to start is setting the sag of the motorcycle, which just needs a punch and a hammer and a tape measure. If you're really heavy for your motorcycle, you might have to replace the springs with heavier ones. There's a lot of adjustments on the motorcycle, but if you find that you're using the bike outside its design parameter or you just get confused, there's plenty of good suspension tuners in Australia that'll help you dial your bike in. Many people spend money on aftermarket pipes and quite often with really no benefit. So make sure that you ride with the standard pipe first, and I bet most times you'll be happy with it. The other area you should focus your importance is on tyres. The right tyres for the right terrain is going to make a massive difference to the performance and handling of your motorcycle. If you're riding rocky terrain all the time, you want a hard packed tyre so that the tyres will grip and last. If you're riding deep loam and sand, obviously a more open tread design and an intermediate to soft tyre will work better, but it won't work on the rocks. Tyre pressures are really important. 14 psi is a minimum pressure to run in your tyres. If you're riding really rocky terrain, I'd suggest maybe 16 to 18 psi. Just help that tyre stay off the rim. You don't want flat tyres, you don't want rims that look like 50-cent pieces either. If it's really slippery, you might have to let your tyres down to 12 psi just to make them a little bit more pliable, to get you up a hill or maybe through some sandy, loamy stuff. Handlebar and control setup is really important. If you've got your bars and levers in the correct position, it'll reduce fatigue and increase control. Be careful when moving your handlebars back or forward in the clamps. That has a kind of a weird effect on the motorcycle and your hand position. If you roll them bars forward, what'll happen is your handlebars will point up at a bit of a weird angle and also change the steering centre point. If we roll them handlebars back, it won't allow you to get forward on the motorcycle in cornering, and the handlebars will slope down. You'll probably find that it's most comfortable when the handlebar ends are flat, and in that case you'll have this nice line down equal with your forks. Lever position, as we said, is very important. If we have our clutch lever up too high like this, it's okay to reach that when we're sitting, but if I go to stand up on the motorcycle, you can see there's a huge bend in my wrist, and that's going to increase fatigue, and it's just not comfortable. If I have this lever a long way down, it's going to be actually quite good when I'm standing on the motorcycle. There's a nice line down through my wrist, but when I sit on the motorcycle, you see my fingers want to come off that lever. So too low is no good, too high is no good. Just a nice little angle, just a bit lower than the handlebars is about spot on. Handguards are a good idea to keep on your dirt bike. If it's a cold winter morning or you're riding behind other people, rocks and sticks and stuff flying up, really good to keep those fingers protected. You've pretty much got two choices. You've got the open motocross style handguards, which will keep the wind and the sticks and rocks and stuff off your fingers. Then you've got this wraparound or barkbuster style handguard, which bolts onto the end of the handlebar. It does offer excellent protection when you crash. It does offer really good protection from hitting trees, but a lot of people won't run those because there is an element of risk. And that risk is if you crash and go over the handlebars, your hands can get trapped in there. So to reduce that risk, always run your wraparound handguards lower than your handlebars, so if your hands do come off the handlebars and you go over the bars, there's much more chance of your hands going over the front of the motorcycle like that and not getting caught in there. And that's why most motocross riders and most off-road riders run this style of handguard. It still gives you that bit of protection from the wind and the rocks and the sticks, and if you do go over the bars, your hands will come out and you don't end up with two broken wrists.